Alright, let's talk about the Sami people. You might not have heard of them, that's okay, most people haven't. Unless you're really into reindeer, or super niche geography quizzes. They are Europe's only officially recognized indigenous group. Yes, indigenous people in Europe. It's not just a thing for other continents. Surprising, I know, for some of you, who probably thought Europe was just museums and tiny coffees. So where do these fascinating folks live? They inhabit a region called Sápmi, which helpfully isn't one single country. No, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Sápmi stretches across northern Norway, Sweden, Finland, and even a bit of Russia's Kola Peninsula. Imagine trying to explain your address. Yeah, it's kind of over there, across 4 countries. Sounds like a nightmare for package delivery. But they've managed for centuries, so points to them. Their connection to this land is profound. We're talking seriously deep roots here. For the Sami, the land is everything. It's their office, their supermarket, their spiritual home. They understand this environment in ways we can only dream of. So how long have the Sami been around? Basically forever. Well, almost. Archaeological evidence suggests they've been in these northern lands for thousands and thousands of years. That's longer than most countries have existed. Longer than the concept of a weekend. Think about that next time you're complaining about a long week. These people have endured millennia of long dark winters, and they're still here. Which is pretty impressive, you have to admit. Their traditional lifestyle was largely nomadic, or at least semi-nomadic for many groups. They followed the reindeer herds across vast, snowy landscapes. Imagine your daily commute involving actual reindeer. Not just that one guy who cuts you off every morning. It was a life dictated by the seasons and the needs of their animals. A bit more demanding than choosing a Netflix show. Then of course came the nation-states. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia. They all decided Sápmi looked like a great place to expand. Surprise, surprise, this led to centuries of, let's call it, cultural exchange. Which is a polite way of saying colonization. Let's talk about reindeer, seriously, because for the Sami, reindeer are everything, and I mean everything. They are not just fluffy, antlered lawn ornaments, or a convenient plot device for Christmas movies. Reindeer are the absolute cornerstone of Sami culture. Their livelihood, their history, their very soul. It's a relationship that goes back generations. Deeper than your obsession with sourdough starter during lockdown, which, let's be honest, you've probably forgotten by now. So, what does reindeer herding actually involve? It's not just letting them wander about, hoping for the best. It's a complex, year-round operation, involving seasonal migrations between winter and summer pastures. There are roundups where herds are gathered. Calves are marked with their owner's unique ear tag. Think of it like a massive snowy family reunion, except the family members have antlers, and are significantly less likely to argue about politics. Though who knows what reindeer drama unfolds. These animals are a walking, breathing resource in the best possible way. Not in a creepy corporate way. Reindeer provide meat, which is a staple food. Their hides are used for clothing, shoes, and shelter. Antlers and bones are crafted into tools and decorative items. Even the sinews can be used as thread. Now, being a reindeer herder sounds quite romantic, doesn't it? Majestic animals, pristine wilderness, cozy fires. Yeah, well, let's puncture that romantic bubble a bit. The Arctic is not exactly a walk in the park. Unless your park is covered in several feet of snow and the temperature regularly drops to, why do I live here, levels? It's cold. Seriously, bone-chillingly cold. The kind of cold that makes your eyelashes freeze, and your complaints about a mild winter seem utterly ridiculous. So pack an extra sweater, or 10. This isn't a 9-to-5 office job, folks. There are no casual Fridays, unless frozen solid is a look. Reindeer herding is incredibly hard work. It involves long hours, often in brutal weather conditions. Tracking herds across vast, difficult terrain, protecting them from predators like wolverines and lynx, which, by the way, are not cute and cuddly up close. There are no sick days when a blizzard hits, or when the herd decides to wander off towards Russia. Try explaining that to your boss. Oh wait, the reindeer the boss. And if the weather and wild animals weren't enough, modern herders face a whole new set of challenges. Climate change is a big one, a really big one. Unpredictable weather patterns mess with grazing. Rain on snow events create ice layers, making it impossible for reindeer to reach their food. Then there are land disputes, resource extraction projects. Section 5, Sami style, it's called fashion, look it up. Let's talk about Sami fashion, because it's fantastic. And I'm not just saying that, it genuinely is. Forget your drab grays and blacks for a moment. The star of the show is the gakti. This is the traditional Sami clothing, and it's a riot of color and intricate detail. Rich blues, vibrant reds, sunny yellows, often decorated with beautiful woven bands, pewter embroidery, and silver. It makes your favorite going-out shirt look positively dull. Sorry, but it's true, the gakti isn't just a pretty outfit though. Oh no, it's far more clever than that. It's like a wearable biography. The colors, the patterns, the cut of the gakti. They can tell you a lot about the wearer, like which region they're from, their family connections, even their marital status. Imagine relationship status displayed right there on your sleeve, single and ready to mingle in embroidered form, far more stylish than a Facebook update. Then there's duoji. This is the Sami tradition of handicrafts, and it's all about skill and natural materials. Think beautifully carved knife handles from reindeer antler. Section 6, what's on the menu? Spoiler, it's probably reindeer. Alright, food, everyone loves food. So, what do the Sami eat in the frozen north? Well, if you've been paying attention, you can probably guess. The undisputed king of the Sami menu is reindeer. Surprise, I know, shocking. Reindeer meat is incredibly versatile. It can be boiled, smoked, dried, salted, or fried. Turned into hearty soups, stews, sausages, or even thinly sliced and eaten raw like a sort of Arctic sashimi. They've found more ways to prepare reindeer than you found excuses to avoid the gym. But it's not all reindeer all the time, though it is a lot of reindeer. The Sami are also expert foragers and fishers. The rivers and lakes provide plenty of fish like salmon, trout, and Arctic char. And when summer finally, briefly, arrives, the land offers up a bounty of wild berries. Cloudberries are a particular delicacy, golden and delicious. They also gather edible plants and mushrooms. Basically, they were locavores centuries before it was cool. Section 7, singing, storytelling, and other ways to avoid frostbite. When you're living in the Arctic, entertainment options can be limited, especially during those long, dark winters. You can't just pop down to the multiplex. So, the Sami developed rich cultural traditions to pass the time, share knowledge, and build community. One of the most unique is the yoik. A yoik is a traditional Sami form of song. It's not about lyrics in the way Western songs are. It's more about evoking the essence of a person, an animal, or a place through melody and rhythm. It's deeply personal and utterly captivating, not your average auto-tuned pop drivel. Storytelling is another vital part of Sami culture. Imagine evenings spent around a fire, listening to elders recount ancient myths and legends, stories of powerful spirits, cunning animals, and the adventures of heroic ancestors. This was how history, values, and practical knowledge were passed down from one generation to the next. Long before Wikipedia or, heaven forbid, TikTok, it was education and entertainment rolled into one. And probably far more engaging than your last PowerPoint presentation. No offense to your PowerPoint skills, or lack thereof. Let's not forget the Sami languages. Yes, languages plural, there isn't just one Sami language. Section 8, modern Sami still herding now with iPhones. So, what's life like for the Sami today in 2025? It's a fascinating blend of ancient traditions and super modern technology. Think reindeer herders using snowmobiles instead of skis. Though many still use skis, because they're quieter and better for the terrain sometimes. They use GPS to track herds, drones to monitor pastures, and yes, they have smartphones and social media, just like the rest of us. Imagine updating your Facebook status. Lost a reindeer. Anyone seen him? It's a balancing act, this modern Sami life. They're not just quietly herding reindeer in isolation either. The Sami are politically active, and they have to be. They have their own parliaments in Norway, Sweden, and Finland. These bodies advocate for Sami rights for their language, their culture, and their land, which is constantly under threat from mining, logging, and other developments. It's an ongoing struggle to have their voices heard and their rights respected by governments that, historically, well, weren't great listeners. It's a fight for survival, in a very modern sense. Section 9, why we should care, beyond adorable reindeer photos. So, after all this, why should you, sitting there probably on your comfortable sofa, thousands of miles away, care about the Sami people and their reindeer? Well, for starters, indigenous rights are human rights. It's a pretty basic concept, though often ignored. The Sami have a right to their land, their language, their culture, and their way of life. Their struggle for recognition and self-determination is part of a global story of indigenous resilience. And that alone makes it important. It's about fundamental fairness. Shocking, I know. Beyond the moral argument, there's a practical one. The Sami possess an incredible body of traditional knowledge about living sustainably in one of the world's harshest environments. They know things about the Arctic, about its ecology, its weather patterns, its animals, that Western science is only just beginning to understand. In an era of rapid climate change, when the Arctic is warming faster than anywhere else, this knowledge isn't just interesting, it might actually be vital for all of us. Perhaps we should listen more. Just a thought. And let's be honest, the world is a far more interesting place with a diversity of cultures, languages, and perspectives. Imagine if everyone looked the same, talked the same, ate the same bland food, and listened to the same terrible pop music. Oh wait, sometimes it feels like we're heading that way. Preserving Sami culture isn't just about nostalgia, it's about maintaining the richness of human experience. It's about celebrating different ways of being, different ways of knowing. Frankly, it makes travel more exciting too.